What's up, guys? Devil Dog Gamer here, and we finally get to see some gameplay from Battlefield 2042, and my god, does it look awesome! I am super excited for this, man. We've had such a bad gaming drought lately. This looks like it makes up for it tenfold. It looks like it even might kind of make up for, the Battlefield 5 fiasco. I know some of you like Battlefield 5, but ooh, it was bad. This looks like it's going to be on par with Battlefield 3 and 4, which is something we sorely need. So we're going to kind of talk about some of the things we see in the trailer, good, the bad, things I'm kind of concerned about, things I'm excited to see more about. They said that we're going to see more happening in July 22nd at the end of the video, so I'm not sure if that's kind of a, the EA Connect press conference or more gameplay, but, I would love to have an open beta here sometime in July. Would be really, really cool. So starting with the maps, man, like they start off with the desert map, and it is open, it is huge. You see that V-22, which we're going to talk about more, flying way farther than you would probably be out of map on any other game. They really said that they stretched the air out of bounds super far, and it looks like it shows. So it's all nice blue, crystal clear, nice day. Sandstorm rolls in, everything's that orange, gritty. Then you get a tornado coming through, and it's kind of cool to see the tornado actually like pick people up and things, and throw them in, or take them off course, throw them into buildings. It looks like it's not going to kill you outright if it sucks you up, kind of take you for a ride, and then wherever you end up might kill you, or you might end up in the pool of a rooftop swimming pool, for who knows. So I'm really liking how they're bringing the weather more into the kind of levolution aspect of it, and kind of changing things a little bit here and there when it comes to what changes on the map. The map itself looked awesome with the, a lot of wide open ground for tank combat. That's not CQB, stuff for tanks. A lot of open ground for aircraft and stuff. At the same time, a lot of stuff for infantry to use with, like, the zip lines between buildings and things like that. The map itself looks really cool, and I mean, geez, it's just wingsuiting off this building. You see how far some of these objectives are from each other. It's definitely massively, massively improved when it comes to that. Now, we got to see a lot of the vehicles too, and I'm super excited for the V-22 that has jet engines instead of rotors in the V-tail. I mean, this is in the future, so you're going to get a lot of the modern day stuff along with some near future, or prototype things. And that thing looks awesome. I'm excited to have a V-22 in Battlefield, period. But I'm really excited to see like what people do with that thing, like what kind of hot drops people can do, because there's some crazy pilots in Battlefield. And that thing looks like it can get around the map pretty quick and probably drop off a fuck ton of people because, well, it is a V-22. We got to see it's a new Abrams or a new Leo. I can't really get a good look at it. Looks freaking awesome. We got to see some minigun vehicles along with some ATVs. And then, of course, we got to see the AH-64D longbow and the KA-52. And, of course, I did talk about this in my reveal trailer. The KA-52 is using the same Hellfires that the Apache is. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not a realistic game, and it's not a thing. I'm not complaining about realism. What I'm complaining about it is kind of the laziness of it. Like, we had 3 studios working on a multiplayer-only game with no battle royale. There was a lot of people working on this game, and you kind of saw this, it having, a copy-pasted Hellfire from an Apache onto a K-52 seems kind of lazy when you could just, model the Victors for it, to be completely honest. So it's not a thing about realism. It just shows that there's a little bit of laziness in it, and and it worries me that the laziness is also transmitted in other places in the game. Especially with that amount of people working on the game, that shouldn't have happened. It's a simple model swap. That's all you got to do. And to me, it just looks lazy, and I'm worried that laziness is gonna compound somewhere else, and this is just our first view of that laziness. We also get to see our first look at the attachment quick swap, which is similar to Crysis, where you open up the radial menu and you switch out your different attachments. There weren't a lot of attachments on the radial menu, and it kind of has me a little worried because Battlefield's known for having a ton of attachments to different weapons, and I'm worried that that radial menu either shows that there's attachments are limited, which I'm really hope not, or maybe that you get all the different attachments that you would have gotten in all the other Battlefield games, but you get to limit which ones you can change to in game, and you have a selection of a few of them that you'd be like, okay, these are the ones I want to switch to. Put these in my radial menu out of all the other the ones that go around. So that kind of worried me a little bit because Battlefield's known for having just a ton of different weapon combos, some crazy stuff. And I'm really hoping that attachment wheel really doesn't limit the type of attachments you get. We also did get to see a few guns. We got to see the new SIG belt fed that the Army's actually looking at now, the LWRC 45 SMG, AK-12. You got to see the Vector, the Remington MSR. So you got to see quite a few different weapons. They all looked really good. And of course, you got to see like hovercrafts and the new wingsuit, which looks pretty cool. At first when I saw the wingsuit, I was like, I don't know about that. But then you see it, it's like, okay. And then, of course, we get to see the first thing that kind of like irks me is the grapple hook gun. That grapple hook gun, it's going to make for some fun gameplay and some AIDSy gameplay. So, I'm excited for it, but not excited for it at the same time. Because it just looks, I don't know. Like, I got to see how it plays out. Like, with these specialists, man, they could go one way or the other. And that grapple hook looked kind of, a little sus here and there. Like, it might make some cool stuff. It might make for some Spider-Man rocket shots, things like that. Kind of want to get my hands on it before I completely pass judgment. And then we finally got to see the actual kind of takedowns. Instead of just the quick knife, we have to actually have the animated takedowns, which look pretty cool. And I kind of think they're going to go the route with Warzone, where you can unlock a bunch of different types of takedowns and things from there, and and go from there. And because with these PMC groups, it opens up a lot of abilities for, hey, we can do these pretty cool cosmetic upgrades, and here's your new takedown that you can get also. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to really sell that cosmetics and things like that. Looking at the UI though, I wasn't super impressed with the UI. It wasn't as minimalist as I want it to be. I don't know, but the good news, at least I don't know about console players, but PC players, we can adjust the shit out of that. So I can take care of whatever I want to do with the UI and the HUD and stuff like that. So I'm super stoked about it, to be able to kind of go through and kind of get it to my way. The sounds are amazing, dude. The gunplay looked really, really tight. Even vectors and stuff had some decent recoil. It wasn't just like, oh look, it just holds right on the spot, even though the vector's pretty easy to control. So I'm kind of excited to see like the time to kill, and if it's similar to Battlefield 3. Usually I play hardcore servers because, well, I just like to drop people in like 1 or 2 bullets. So to me, the time to kill is kind of a thing. So I really want to see that. But one thing that caught my eye that I really, really want to see more of is the Hind that looks like a CH-53. It literally looks like a CH-53 and a Hind somehow made sweet, sweet love somewhere and popped out like this abomination of a CH-53 that looks like a Hind. I saw that and I was like, all right, listen, that's kind of cool. I want to see what it's all about. Like I said, near future stuff, you can get some pretty cool things. I did see an operator that was using a shield. That's kind of lame-o. I'm kind of hoping that, like I said, with these specialists, we get some weird stuff that might come about and some, splitting everybody up. But we'll see how the shield goes. The rocket launch looked awesome, and I'm really kind of interested to see, if you can impede that launch, because they did say sometimes launches don't go as planned. So I'm going to see if you can impede it, what it does to the map. Like, does the rocket just fall over and just burn itself down across the island, scorching and taking everything out before it finally explodes and leaves a crater? Like, I'm really, like this game, dude. Like, you have no idea. I've been so fucking bored with games lately, and this gameplay trailer just totally just like, it's like it gave me a free sample of cake that I know I'm getting soon, and I just got to taste it, and I'm like, oh, why'd you give me the taste? Because now I just want the cake now. Like, I just want my cake now. This looks awesome. I'm really excited for it, dude. Like, we really need a good Battlefield, and it looks like we might actually get one. Like I said, the specialist I'm kind of wary about, that grapple gun, and then the laziness I saw with the different model, with, two different helicopters using the same missile model, kind of shows some shortcuts. And I'm just hoping that that's the only thing I get to see from the game, and then there's not shortcuts anywhere else. Because like I said, we had 3 studios working on this game. It's a multiplayer only, no battle royale. There were a lot of hands in it. There shouldn't be any excuses for laziness or bugs or fuck ups, because literally they brought in everybody for this game. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers, because we always get day one shenanigans. Cross my fingers for day one awesome launch. But man, so far this is just awesome. Something we've really needed, like the community really needs it. Battlefield's back on top, hopefully. But I'm really excited to see what they announce July 22nd, the more details they show for it, and hopefully we get our hands on it soon for maybe a beta test. Would be really cool. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You love it, hate it, excited, want to see more, want to throw in the trash can? Let me know in the comments. Talk to you guys later. Peace.